In this episode, recap of the March 2023 Sarasota Cars and Coffee, a very rare McLaren, and a very red Ford. Welcome to episode 190 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rao, over the past weekend, we had our local Cars and Coffee.
Yeah, a couple weekends ago, we had a solid Cars and Coffee with a ton of cars.
Yeah.
I feel like it's getting bigger every month.
I think it might be. And I think it needs to move here soon because it's kind of outgrown the area it's at.
I've heard that there's talks that it's going to move to like a main stage environment across the way.
That's pretty hype.
We'll see.
I think that there are people coming from around the state for this Cars and Coffee. It's getting kind of wild.
Becoming that kind of a Cars and Coffee.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool because especially to see it, how it's grown since like a 20-car Cars and Coffee at Suncoast Porsche to now like 600 cars.
Right. Let's talk about some of the things that I took some photos of because there's some neat stuff and some stuff that we've never seen.
Yes, starting with this thing. This is a Rush.
Yeah.
It quite literally is just a Rush.
It's a Rush. So we did a little bit of digging, and there's a company out there. I think it's Rush Auto Works. It looks like they make this car. So we saw this one right here, the Rush SR, which, to my understanding from their website and the digging that we did, it's around like $40,000, and it is basically a race car that has equivalent pace to like a GT3 Cup car, and you can buy it for around $40,000 and basically bring it to tracks. And I think that they have like a spec series that they run.
Yeah,
it's kind of neat. If I go to their website and run to their configurator, you can see that they option like race seats, chassis, safety, steering wheel, batteries, fuel systems, all this racing related stuff, which is pretty darn cool. And there was one out at our Cars and Coffee.
I've never even heard of it before. It kind of reminds me of like a Radical or a Praga or something like that.
Right. One of those spec series that kind of make a bespoke race car.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was neat to see, though.
It looks like an absolute racket of a thing to drive. It looks like so much fun.
It looks the wheelbase is very narrow, so it would be very shifty in the corners. It'd be very nimble.
It looks very go-karty.
Very go-karty, yeah. Super cool.
Yes, but moving on, we have a gorgeous old BMW 2002 with Recaro race seats, Alpina wheels. That is like perfect vintage BMW for me.
That's right up your alley.
It's gorgeous. Look at the Willwood brakes on it. Golly, it's amazing.
There you are, admiring some engine.
Oof.
But it does look very well kept as well. It's neat. Yeah.
Oof. Yes. Very, very good. Yes. What else did we have at Cars and Coffee? We had this thing, which you and I have never seen before.
No.
This is a right-hand drive car, so it's imported from Japan. This is a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 9 wagon. A wagon, baby.
When I first saw this, I had to take a triple take and go, okay, I see the front and I know it's a Lancer. That's fine. But I see the rear and I'm like, why does it keep going? What is going on here? Why is it so big? It's
God
actually a wagon.
God save the long roofs.
Crazy.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Did they make this in the U.S.?
No.
Ah.
And apparently they only made about 2,500 of them total in Japan.
Whoa.
So pretty rare.
Very rare.
Yeah, cool thing. So it's an Evo 9, so a Lancer Evolution 9 in a wagon.
That's awesome.
It's amazing. It apparently the base price in Japan was $28,000 and change. It was curb weight of just under 3,500 pounds, even with the wagonness of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
What a thing.
That is super cool.
It's such an interesting thing. I love it so much.
How fun would this be to drive around town?
The most fun.
Right-hand drive, Mitsubishi wagon.
It's so cool.
Awesome. Super cool.
Love it to death. Love it to death. And then we have this, which I'm actually claiming this as my spot of the week.
Do we want to come back to it then?
Let's come back to it. Yeah.
Okay. We'll skip that for now.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Now, when I was leaving Cars and Coffee, I happened to spot this. This is a, what kind of car? It's an Alfa Romeo.
No, it's a Fiat.
Sorry, Fiat.
It's a Fiat 124.
124 is what it is. And I took a photo of it because of the crazy wing that it had. But you saw it, and you happened to know the logo that was on the hood.
I did. That is the Speed Racer Mach 5 livery or logo.
Okay.
So there's an old cartoon, Speed Racer. You might remember the jingle. Here comes Speed Racer.
I do.
Right? Such a good show. I used to binge watch that as a kid. Amazing cartoon. But that's why it immediately went, oh, that's the Speed Racer Mach 5 logo. That's the M.
Yep. And I suspect that the big wing kind of is a play on the Speed Racer as well.
Well, kind of, but not really. It didn't really have a wing like that.
It fits the overall car much better than just having the big wing.
Yes.
If it didn't have the logo in the front, it'd kind of just be ridiculous.
It would be absolutely atrocious. But
right.
the Mach 5 logo is fantastic.
I'll let the big wing slip because it's trying to play on our cartoon, and it looks like they have some fun character.
And actually, next door is a quadrifoglio.
Yes, there is. Thought it was cool, though.
Very interesting. Oh, this Jeep thing. I don't know what this is.
I don't know either, but there was quite a crowd around it, and it did say Jeep on the side of it. Let me get you the model here. I think it's
the original Gladiator, the Jeep J3000. Yeah.
I believe it is the original Gladiator. This thing had some presence. It was big. And you know what it was? Was relatively tall.
So the J3000 is actually the bigger version of the Gladiator from back in the day.
Okay. That's really neat.
What a thing.
Yeah. It had quite the presence. Almost the presence that like the
Ferraris and Lamborghinis and all that.
No. Like the Hummer EV had.
Oh.
It was massive.
Did that kind of presence. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
It stuck out, but I love the diversity that our Cars and Coffee has. You have crazy Lamborghinis and McLarens, and then you just have cartoon cars and massive Jeeps, and it's all over the place.
It's just crazy.
Speaking of diversity, we have what me and you initially looked at and went, that's a really ugly looking Honda Civic with a really big front splitter on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then did a little bit more digging and went, wait a minute. Maybe that splitter actually has a reason to be on that car.
Yeah, that may actually be functional.
Yeah.
It is front-wheel drive.
It is front-wheel drive, and if you look at the front wheels, they do look quite bald and quite sticky.
Mm-hmm.
The rims themselves do look like they might be some racing rims, and the brake calipers are painted bright red. I suspect...
Toe strap as well.
Yep. I suspect that this is actually a working hill climb-esque time attack Honda Civic Type R.
I think it actually could very well be.
Yeah. It has the performance modifications to the front tires at least. It looks like the backs as well to be a time attack car. Maybe it's autocross. Maybe it's hill climb. I kind of doubt that here in Florida. Yeah, I kind of doubt that. But the big long front is actually a performance advantage for this car.
Yeah, normally you see something like that in a Civic, you think, oh, okay, a 16-year-old has got a hold of a piece of cardboard. What have we done? But then you actually go, oh, wait a minute. That is actually providing front-end downforce.
Mm-hmm. Which is really neat.
Very, yes.
Yep.
And then we come to the lap of luxury.
Oh, don't we ever.
A Rolls Royce, a brand new Rolls Royce. But more specifically, the interesting part about it is it's got white wall tires.
Class.
All right, here's my question. Do they work?
Yep.
100% yes.
That's perfect.
On any other car, white walls do not work.
And
on that car, that works.
I don't think the white walls are too big. They're not the Cadillac giant, thick, long piece of white around the tire. They're a thin pinstripe of white, which is perfect.
It works brilliantly on that car.
I feel like those should come stock on that car.
I do too. I feel like that is just so classy for that.
It is.
Especially with that spec, the dark blue.
Look at that white. Oh, man, that is just money.
That works on that. With the white interior.
Yeah, that is super cool.
That works. Ah, yes. This thing.
Okay, so this I walked past, and I mean, it's right next to the official pace car of the Trans Am Daytona 500, by the way. But this is an Alfa Romeo. What kind is this?
So this is an Alfa Romeo SZ Sprint Zagato, or also known as an ES30, Experimental Sports Car 3-liter. According to this wiki article, it is a high-performance limited production sports car built between 89 and 91 between Zagato, Alfa Romeo, and Fiat. Actually, a very interesting thing. Had a 3-liter V6 in it. It produced a little over 200 horsepower, 5-speed manual. It weighed just about 3,000 pounds, maybe a little bit less. And its successor was a car a couple doors down, which was the Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione.
Ah, okay.
It's gorgeous.
It's so European, it's ridiculous.
When I walked past, I was like, "Oh my god, it's an SZ," and I knew Z was Zagato, but I didn't know what the S stood for.
Mm-hmm.
So Sprint Zagato.
Gorgeous is an opinion. I think it's something. I don't know about gorgeous.
I have never seen one before.
I have never either. It is very cool.
My question is, does the guy that owns the 8C also own this one? That would make sense to me.
That would make sense. I don't know. That would make a lot of sense. That's neat. That is
I
a super
love
cool
that.
Yeah, super cool spot. And that's one of those things that we've never seen before. We've never seen it Cars and Coffee.
I've never seen that come out before.
Nope.
I've only ever seen like one Lancia, but this is the first time I've ever seen one, and it's so freaking cool. I love it so much. Apparently, there was only 1,036 ever made.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that may actually be... Oh, wow. The SZ was only had one official color scheme. Red with a gray roof and tan leather interior. Found it.
Yep. All right. Moving on. There was some supercar stuff.
There was.
There was this.
Make green great again.
They did. With some red stripes down the front. This is a
488 Pista.
88 Pista, right. Okay.
Pista Pasta.
And I believe this was done up by a company called JAM. At least that's what it says on the top.
Something Motorworks. Yeah. It's a customization company.
Right. What do you think about the green with the red and the gold wheels?
It works so well for me.
I like it.
It works. My favorite color in a car is dark green.
Mm-hmm.
More like a British Racing green or Brewster green or an Irish green, something like that. And God
right.
damn it, that works. I think it would be better if it was green with silver stripe and silver wheels and maybe a tan interior. But that is very good for me.
Yep, I agree. If you look a little more closely, I'll try and zoom in here and get you a shot. The front, the splitter on the front, if it renders there, is carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Carbon fiber green.
Exposed green carbon fiber splitter.
How cool is
sick
that?
is that?
That is awesome. I don't think I've ever seen green carbon fiber on a Ferrari
really
before.
Cool. I like that a lot.
That is neat.
Big fan of the green.
Yep. So that wraps up the cars. Do you want to talk about the car spots? We want to come back to your car?
Yeah, let's head on back to that McLaren that we saw.
Okay.
Because I didn't really realize what it was when I looked at it. It was when I did some further investigating that I realized just what a rare bird of car that actually is. Because if you look at this, you think it's just like a McLaren 675 long tail. Mm-hmm. And like, wow, that's neat. I've never seen it. I've never seen an exposed carbon fiber before, so that's pretty cool. And if you zoom in on this, you can see this is actual full exposed carbon fiber. The whole body is exposed carbon fiber.
Everything.
That's gnarly.
Everything.
We walked up and I was like, oh my, carbon. Would you like some carbon fiber with your carbon? It's all carbon fiber.
That's crazy. Yep.
The entire car is carbon fiber.
That's wild.
And everyone's doing the same thing going, oh my God, that's carbon fiber. Holy shit.
That's light.
So here's what I was able to find out what this actually was. This is not like a regular 675 long tail. That McLaren that we saw, that is what's called an MSO HS. MSO, McLaren Special Operations. HS, which is, was it high sport, I believe? Yes.
Is it like their Skunk Works?
More, yeah, very.
Okay. Very.
It is insane. It is essentially a P1 without the electrics.
Jeez.
It's insane. Apparently, its downforce can get you up to almost 500 pounds of downforce at 150 miles an hour.
Oh, boy.
It's a lot.
Okay.
It is amazing. Now, the thing that really stood out to me, this MSO HS High Sport, this is one of only 25 ever made.
25. Oh, boy.
That's why when I saw this, I was like, holy shit.
Whoa.
I did not realize it was that rare.
No, I didn't either.
An MSO HS, 1 of 25.
Okay. That is extremely rare.
It's not just a carbon fiber McLaren. It's really, 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 really rare.
That's more rare than the Bugatti, than the jeez. Yeah. That's ridiculous. Okay.
That's like insanely rare. So that I'm claiming as my spot of the week.
All right. That's a good one.
I know it's at Cars and Coffee, so I can't really claim it, but I'm claiming it because 1 of 25 in the whole world, that's just for a McLaren MSO HS. Damn, son.
That's neat. That is neat.
What a thing. And it was at Cars and Coffee.
It was.
You see everything there.
That's the crazy part about it.
Yep. So, do you have a spot of the week?
I do. I did not see this at Cars and Coffee. I actually saw it while I was leaving Cars and Coffee, but like across town. I was going to play disc golf with some friends. But I happened to see this, which was a original Ford GT. It was in this red, and I believe it was a kit car as well.
I'm assuming it probably would have been a super performance kit car because that's who typically does the best Ford GT, I guess, celebrations.
I think you're likely right, but I will give you the specs of the original Ford GT.
Was the one you saw red or Golf livery?
It was red. It was not the Golf. Yep. And I couldn't tell if it had the gurney bubble or not. It was going the other way. And I just glanced at it. So, red Ford GT. That's nice. Let me give you the specs of the original Ford GT. So between 2004 and 2006 is when this was made. Okay. I didn't know that it was actually that young, in quotes. I thought they were a little older.
No, the super performance was from, the original Ford GT or the Ford GT40?
I don't, maybe it was the Ford GT40.
So the original the GT40 was way long ago.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been 2004. That was the
No.
the new GT, the new GTs. Not the newest, the middleist.
Yes, the middleist. Okay.
Yes. The middleist would have been from 2004 to 2005, 2000.
Okay.
Mid.
That's what I have the specs for. Is the 2004 2006.
Okay.
Which would be 5.4 liter V8, making 549 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds, 205 miles an hour. Top
Fast.
speed. Sheesh. 6-speed manual with a curb weight of 3,483 pounds.
Dang.
Not light, but cool to see one of these on the road. I suspect it was a kit car because most of the time, if these are legit, they're not driven on the road.
Yeah, they're scared to get air on them.
As they should be because they're worth a ton of money. But having a kit car one of these would be kind of a lot of fun to be.
I bet you it would.
It would be a ton of fun to drive around town.
Blast, I'm sure.
Yep.
Well, interesting spot. Very cool.
Yes, indeed.
Shall we move on to the I wish they would have?
I believe we shall.
All right. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll kick it off.
Okay.
So, seeing the Rush car, right, that we just talked about, the first car, the white one that was the little GT3 Cup-esque car, I wish that my Subaru BRZ had a conversion kit for it that could turn it into a GR86 Cup car, which is the new series that has come out from Toyota that is like the FRS GT86 Subaru BRZ race car, basically.
So you wish there was like an off-the-shelf turn your car into a race car conversion?
I pay you $20,000, turn my car into a full-on race car. I don't see why it's not possible. I know that Spec Miatas come in as a normal Miata, and then they get converted over into Spec Miatas for something along like $50,000 or something like that. It's a little pricey, but it is a full IMSA ready spec race car at that point.
Yeah,
and I don't know of any yet where I could go and actually give them that money and turn it into a race car. Nor would I want to exactly do it with my car right now. But in the future, I would love to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Can't
dig it.
That'd be super cool. So, what do you have for an I wish they would
have? Mine's kind of just common, but my I wish they would have is I wish Hyundai did not kill the Veloster N.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because that's the best car that Hyundai has made in the past 20 years.
Okay, it's not the Elantra N. It's not the
Kona N.
the Kona N.
It's the
You're
Veloster
right.
N.
It's the Veloster. You're right.
It's the arguably only good car that Hyundai has made in 20 years.
Now, Hyundai also had the Genesis branch off, right?
It did.
So, could you argue a Genesis is one of the best cars
No.
Hyundai's ever
Veloster N.
made?
Sorry, the Veloster N is too much of a fun-looking thing.
It's a fun driving thing, too.
I would rather have a Veloster N than any of the Genesis or the Lexus.
Yeah, but the demographics for those vehicles are so different. They're so radically different.
But they weren't when Genesis first started. You remember Genesis was a two-door sports car.
It was. You're right about that.
And then
Initially.
they kind of went into the whole sedan, grown-up luxury thing.
Yeah, why'd they name their new fancy brand off of an already existing model?
I don't know.
That's kind of goofy.
I don't know. But yes, I wish Hyundai did not kill off the Veloster N.
I can agree with that. Yep.
Yeah, so that's my wish out of. So, do you have anything else for episode 190?
I do not.
That's all I got. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave a thumbs up on the video and drop a comment. Let us know what you think about Cars and Coffee. Which car was your favorite that we scrolled through, or which one did you see that maybe we didn't take a picture of? And let us know. Drop a comment there. If you are listening on audio, send us your favorite car from Cars and Coffee via social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website is weareauto.io. So thanks again. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.